In this video, we are going to be talking about AEW possibly signing a former WWE superstar. Also, we have a couple other stories we got to discuss. Huge return plan for WWE. Who was the original Royal Rumble winner supposed to be? And on top of that, we are going to talk about AEW Rampage because there is some good news for those who are interested in ratings. If you guys want more news videos like this, don't forget to click that subscribe button and ring that bell. This way you can get notified on all of the latest content. My name is Zango, and let's get right into the news. So if you guys didn't know, Matt Riddle was reportedly the original Royal Rumble winner. However, it appears that WWE has decided to not go with that option. They decided to go with Brock Lesnar, which I understand why they did that. Obviously, Brock Lesnar won the Royal Rumble so they could get back to Lesnar and Roman Reigns. There is this belief, WrestleVotes came out with some very interesting information, and there's this belief that WWE actually has plans for Randy Orton versus Matt Riddle, but the only way they will do that is if it is for the WWE Championship. So WWE actually announced that Lashley will defend his belt in the Elimination Chamber match, which will be interesting. I'm assuming, hoping, maybe Randy Orton is in that match. It would not be a bad idea for Randy Orton and Riddle to be, feuding at WrestleMania. Obviously, WWE should be making new stars. They haven't been making new stars. Matt Riddle beating Randy Orton would be pretty massive. I'm very curious to see what they do here, but I just kind of want to let you guys know because everybody was wondering what WWE's original plans were, and it was revealed that Matt Riddle was supposed to walk out the winner, which would have probably been a lot better than Brock Lesnar winning, but nonetheless, it is what it is. Next story, guys, we are going to talk about this. Kurt Angle is being scheduled, possibly, for a WWE return. So Fightful had previously reported on some stuff. Actually, a lot of people have been talking about this, but basically Kurt Angle was backstage at the WWE Royal Rumble and he was there filming content and stuff like that. However, there is these talks that have happened that Kurt Angle has kind of mentioned, on a podcast with Conrad, that essentially WWE had contacted him about playing a role on the TV show for the next month or so. So there is a possibility that Kurt Angle could, in fact, be coming back to WWE for a short role. I'm not exactly sure what that plan may be. However, Kurt Angle was released last year, and I have no problem with Legends coming in. I think, Legends should be part of the show. But right now, what we are seeing is something pretty cool, actually, with the Alpha Academy, Chad Gable and Otis. And to me, it's mind-boggling that they don't have Kurt Angle doing something with them. So if Kurt Angle does, in fact, return, it's going to be really cool. But at the same time, too, it's got to be done in a way to help people grow and help, the fans want to get invested into emerging characters and emerging storylines. You can't bring Kurt Angle in for something that's not actually relevant to what a fan actually wants. Very interesting news for AEW Rampage. The ratings have increased, thankfully, on January 28th, 2022. Of course, for those viewers who enjoy talking about ratings and stuff, this is good news for you. Rampage drew over 601,000 viewers with a .25 rating in the 18 to 49 demographic on the TNT channel. Now, keep in mind, Rampage is on at 10 p.m. Eastern. The show previously, before that, was under 600,000. Now, this news came from Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics, who obviously keeps people up to date with everything happening economically in wrestling. But this is a good news story for AEW because Rampage, being the second show, has been losing a little bit to NXT. And a lot of people feel that Rampage is a better show than NXT. So, there's this confusion with ratings and why are they up and down and stuff. I've said countless times on this channel that ratings don't necessarily matter to me. I know that it matters to a lot of you guys, so I do try to update you guys from time to time to let you know where things are sitting. But the good thing here is that AEW Rampage and Dynamite and even WWE and even Impact, they have a lot of competition with television channels all around the world, right? And they have so many competitors outside of wrestling, and they all manage to do pretty damn well. So even if you don't like WWE or even if you don't like AEW, the current state of pro wrestling right now in terms of viewership and engagement and numbers, it's actually really good, and that's a good thing in general. So, good for AEW getting Rampage back up, but 600,000 is not something to be celebrated. You got to keep working. You got to keep grinding. You got to keep putting out quality show because that is how you're going to get more viewers. And, of course, we're not taking into consideration video on demand, DVR, things like that. But just keep that in mind. It's really important that they continue to up the ante, because Rampage is a short show. It's only 1 hour long, but it's on a Friday night, and the key demographic is out partying and having a good time. So just kind of be mindful of that. Ratings don't necessarily dictate the company's success, but when you see the ratings are going up, that is a good thing. All right, guys, very interesting stuff. By now, you may have seen that Marina Shafir has been on WWE television before. And you may have seen that since she's been released by WWE, she is currently on AEW Dark. And it's very interesting because Marina Shafir, by the way, is the wife of Roderick Strong, if you guys are unaware. She is currently wrestling matches on AEW Dark, but right now she is not currently signed to AEW on a long-term deal. Right now, she is one of those wrestlers who are attached to AEW based on a per-appearance deal. And I'm not sure why AEW is dragging their foot here. But first of all, Marina Shafir has been doing a kick-ass job on AEW Dark. But there is this belief that AEW is putting wrestlers on AEW Dark as a way to try them out. So per appearance, give them payday. Obviously, that helps the indie wrestling market, though, as well, because you got to keep in mind, indie wrestlers, due to COVID and everything like that, they don't have a ton of options to wrestle everywhere. So Tony Khan is giving these people an opportunity. He's giving them a platform, and then he is signing people if it makes sense. And there is a belief that Tony Khan could actually be potentially signing Marina Shafir in the near future. Now, with that being said, what does that contract look like? What kind of plans would AEW have for Marina Shafir? That is really important to me. To be honest with you, like, that is something that's important to me, because I don't want to see you sign people for the sake of signing people. That was one of my criticisms about AEW and Mercedes Martinez. But for the most part, the women's division is one, like, you have so many options, but you haven't signed so many people. And I think that's where a lot of people seem to critique AEW. If I'm AEW, you have something really special going on with Layla Hirsch. Yes, she is not your typical wrestler. Yes, she's pretty badass. And yes, people are starting to get behind the storyline between her and Red Velvet and Chris Statlander. I'm very curious if they bring Marina Shafir into the mix there. And I've always loved the idea of MMA wrestlers and MMA fighters in general coming together with pro wrestling. I love that. I'm a fan of both sports. So Marina Shafir definitely could be something special. And keep in mind, WWE just got back Ronda Rousey. WWE has Shayna Baszler. You know, Marina Shafir could be somebody that, if AEW actually wants to do something with her, like, they could. So the idea that Tony Khan would be signing her to a full-time deal would actually be pretty sweet. Rumors are rumors, but at the end of the day, we'll kind of see where this goes. I don't know. It's really tough to say. Like, it's hard to predict what Tony Khan's going to do, but there is this belief that they're trying to get her prepared for AEW on the main roster type of stuff, and that's really cool if that happens. I'm looking forward to see what they do. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. As always, I'm bringing you the latest news and rumors in pro wrestling. I give you my reactions, and I like to hear what you have to say, so drop a comment down below, and I'll see you next time. Peace.